It is bizarre, it is awesome, and honestly, it is completely surreal. Just picture it. My mother gets to sit there and witness her son and grandson sharing an NBA court. Following months of endless whispers, backroom deals, and league-wide gossip, the Cavaliers executed a maneuver that nobody actually believed would come to pass. However, insiders claim this trade involving LeBron James goes way beyond basketball. The actual motivation might catch you off guard. Here is the current landscape. James is wrapping up the final run of a 2-year, $11.4 million extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. Right now, his paycheck sits at $52.6 million. He triggered his player option back in June 2025 to suit up for a potential 23rd NBA campaign. That deal comes with a full no-trade clause, meaning James must give the green light on any swap involving him. League sources have verified he intends to close out the 2025-26 season in purple and gold. A mid-season jump is not on the cards, but the energy has definitely changed. In late January 2026, specifically January 29th, the Lakers hit the road to Cleveland. James stepped back into the city where he was drafted in 2003, the city where he secured his maiden ring in 2016, and the metro area right next to his hometown of Akron, Ohio. The Cavs organization had a special video tribute ready. Take a look at the Cavs tribute from the first quarter. Welcome home to the land of St. Vincent St. Mary, hailing from Akron, Ohio, number 23. Wow. You can actually see LeBron getting choked up during that reel. The King shed tears right there in front of the packed arena, in front of the national cameras, and in front of the global audience. Before we dive into his post-game comments, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more NBA updates. Following the game, a tough loss for the Lakers, James faced the press. He tackled questions about his future head-on. The question keeps coming up, and the thought, it invades my headspace more often now at 41 years old. When is the end? Where is the actual finish line for us to finally hang up the sneakers? But the motivation, figuring out how much juice I can still squeeze out of this orange, and how I can keep pushing. I am in a literal war with Father Time, and I am sort of taking it personally. He also opened up about the experience of running the floor with his son, Bronny, back in Cleveland. It is just so weird and so cool and so surreal. My mom gets to watch her son and her grandson play in the NBA at the exact same time. I actually just started processing how absolutely insane that reality is. This moment hit differently. LeBron has never displayed that caliber of raw emotion in Cleveland before. Never like this. Kendrick Perkins was watching from the broadcast studio. He has known LeBron since 1996, and he had a strong reaction. When I saw LeBron James, a brother of mine, shedding tears, it is because he has dedicated his entire existence to the game of basketball. That is all he knows. And when we discuss greatness, he is the definition. So yeah, it hit me watching from the TV. Look, I do not believe this current season is his swan song, but I do believe next year is going to be the finale. And in my view, it absolutely has to be with the Cavs. Perkins doubled down on his take. It needs to happen in Cleveland. He needs that proper farewell tour. He has earned that right. The fan base deserves it. He deserves it. And I mean, just seeing Bron shed tears, I have never seen him cry a day in my life, and I have known the man since 1996. A few days later, between February 3rd and 4th, 2026, the Cavaliers pulled the trigger on a blockbuster deal. They landed James Harden from the Los Angeles Clippers in exchange for Darius Garland and a 2026 second-round draft pick. That move instantly morphed Cleveland into a title threat. Then came the news report that shifted the entire narrative. Dave McMenamin of ESPN broke the news that the Cavaliers would be open to a reunion with LeBron James for a third stint if he signs as a free agent this coming summer. If you want to see the King return to the land, hit that subscribe button right now. Sources near James highlighted Cleveland as the clear choice should he decide to keep playing. Joe Vardon and Jason Lloyd of The Athletic reported that LeBron James hits free agency this summer, and if he opts for a 24th NBA season, those inside his circle say Cleveland is the obvious landing spot. Now, his paycheck would not be anywhere near the $52.6 million he is currently banking in Los Angeles. But at age 41, he understands the financial reality of the market if he wants to extend his career. The puzzle pieces are clicking together. Harden, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, and potentially LeBron. Reports suggest that Donovan Mitchell and James Harden are planning to actively recruit LeBron to Cleveland this offseason. Harden and James secured Olympic gold together back in 2012. Mitchell grew up cheering for the Cavaliers specifically because of LeBron. The question isn't if Cleveland wants him back, they do. The real question is whether LeBron wants to come home for one last ride. The emotional gravity of Cleveland is undeniable. The bond between LeBron James and Northeast Ohio runs deeper than box scores or championship banners. It flows through the streets of Akron, through the corridors of St. Vincent St. Mary High School, and through decades of history that no other city can replicate. LeBron was born in Akron on December 30th, 1984. His early life was defined by instability. He missed nearly 80 days of school in the 4th grade alone. He eventually found his footing with the Walker family, who took him in and introduced him to organized hoops. From those modest roots rose the most analyzed high school athlete in American history. The Cavaliers took him number 1 overall in 2003. He was just 18 years old. He had never played a single minute of college ball. He dropped 25 points in his NBA debut and snatched Rookie of the Year. By 2005, he was an all-star starter. By 2007, he dragged Cleveland to the NBA Finals for the first time ever. Though that series ended in a sweep, the franchise simply could not construct a championship caliber roster around him. After 7 seasons of playoff heartbreak, LeBron made a choice in 2010. He announced on national television that he was taking his talents to South Beach. In response, Cleveland fans burned his jerseys in the streets. Owner Dan Gilbert penned a letter labeling him a coward. LeBron went on to win 2 rings in Miami. He evolved into a different beast, more polished, more complete, and ready to carry a franchise to the promised land. Then, in 2014, he wrote that famous essay for Sports Illustrated titled "I'm Coming Home." He returned to Cleveland. He linked up with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. He guided the Cavaliers to 4 straight finals. In 2016, he achieved the impossible. Trailing 3-1 against the 73-win Golden State Warriors, LeBron engineered the greatest comeback in finals history. He averaged a triple-double. He executed the block on Andre Iguodala. He ended Cleveland's 52-year championship drought. That ring hit different. It was not just hardware. It was redemption for LeBron, for Cleveland, and for a city that needed it most. Critics spent decades claiming he couldn't win the big one here. Then he left again in 2018, trading the land for the Lakers. But let's be honest, that connection to Cleveland, it never truly snapped. Fast forward to January 2026, and that bond was on full display. A massive tribute video lit up the Rocket Mortgage FieldHouse, flashing highlights from his high school glory days at St. Vincent St. Mary. And man, LeBron just couldn't hold it together. The king let his guard down. Tears flowed naturally, completely unscripted, right there in front of 20,000 diehard fans who still see him as family. One of their own, through and through. Kendrick Perkins put it best, saying, "I've known Bron since like 96, way back. And I haven't seen him get this choked up outside of, winning a championship." There was something deep in that footage that hit home. I think he was talking about being 22 years old again. Before we dive deeper into Perkins' take, make sure to hit that like button if you love these homecoming stories. Perkins really broke down the weight of that moment. It's about reality sinking in. When you look up and see Mama Gloria in the stands, and suddenly Bronny is right there on the bench with you, and the whole arena is chanting your name, that hits different. You're spotting the same security guards you used to high-five back in the day, the staff that knew you when you were just a kid. LeBron James isn't just a player, he is Cleveland. He is the heartbeat of Ohio. And folks, if you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more NBA deep dives. Absolutely. His philanthropic legacy cements those roots even further. The LeBron James Family Foundation has poured over $20 million into Akron. That is real money making real change. The I Promise School opened its doors in 2018 to help at-risk elementary kids. Then came the I Promise Village for housing and House 330 offering critical job training. And don't forget the I Promise Health Quarters bringing medical care straight to the neighborhood. These aren't just vanity projects for a photo op. These are brick and mortar investments in human beings. He's investing in people who are growing up exactly how he did. Kids missing class because things are chaotic at home. Families desperate for a hand up to shatter those cycles of poverty. LeBron has gone on record calling this his proudest achievement. Forget the rings, forget the MVPs and the scoring titles. It's about those kids in Akron. That's the real legacy. And here is the kicker. Cleveland offers something no other city can touch. Proximity. Being close to the work, close to his mom Gloria, close to the very streets that molded him before he became a global billionaire icon. You cannot underestimate the emotional pull of hanging up the jersey exactly where it all began. Think about it. Kobe Bryant got his farewell tour with the Lakers, the only team he ever knew. Michael Jordan went back to Chicago for his last dance. Well, if we ignore that Wizards detour, the true greats always look for closure with the franchise that made them. For LeBron, that story is written in Cleveland fonts. It's the city where a kid from Akron became a legend. The city that forgave the decision. The city that raged and celebrated when he finally delivered that historic championship. Even opposing stars know what's up. Donovan Mitchell opened up about what a LeBron return would mean for the Cavs and the entire city. It's huge. Mitchell said, playing LeBron in what could be the last game. Personally, I don't think it's the end. But knowing what that matchup means to the city, to him, to the league, and to me, it's going to be special. But listen, the Cavaliers aren't just looking for a nostalgia trip. They want him because he makes them a juggernaut. They are interested because his presence in that locker room completely shifts the mindset. He transforms the culture just by walking in the door because the man knows how to win titles. Period. It's not a joke. Let's keep it 100 with you guys. LeBron is the exact piece they are missing. It's not even just about the X's and O's. It's the intangibles. It's that. Let me show you how to handle business, son. Let me get you right energy. Imagine that mentorship for a guy like Donovan Mitchell. Picture this. It is a Game 7. Do you really think a squad led by LeBron James and Spida Mitchell is going to let you lose? Not a chance. So, the emotional case is a slam dunk. But here is where it gets tricky, the money. Does the math actually work? The salary cap is a beast. Money complicates everything in this league. The NBA operates under a strict collective bargaining agreement that hammers teams for overspending. The Cleveland Cavaliers, despite their championship dreams, face significant financial constraints that will determine whether a LeBron reunion is feasible. LeBron currently rakes in $52.6 million. He hits unrestricted free agency in the summer of 2026. Under the new rules, he could technically ask for a max contract starting around $58.1 million. But sources say he knows the score. At age 41, turning 42 that December, he can't honestly expect a max bag from a contender. Now, look at Cleveland's books. It is complex. Their projected commitments for the 2026-27 season total about $226.9 million. The scary second apron threshold is projected at $223.7 million. That means the Cavs are already sitting roughly $3.2 million times above times that second apron before they even think about signing anyone new. And trust me, you do not want to be over that second apron. The penalties are brutal. Teams up there cannot use sign and trades to get guys. They can't bundle salaries and trades. They get handcuffed on draft picks. The league designed these rules specifically to stop super teams from buying championships. So for Cleveland to give LeBron a max deal, they'd have to dump about $60 million in salary. That means trading a core piece like Jarrett Allen, who makes $28.9 million. But doing that would gut the roster, destroying the very team that makes Cleveland attractive to LeBron in the first place. It doesn't make sense. The real path forward? LeBron taking a massive pay cut. Forbes analyst Brian Toporek broke down the scenarios. If Cleveland can somehow get below the first apron of $210.7 million, they could offer the non-taxpayer mid-level exception, which is worth about $15.1 million. If they stay between the aprons, that offer drops to the taxpayer mid-level exception, roughly $6.1 million. And if they are stuck above the second apron, they can only offer the veteran minimum. We are talking peanuts, about $3 million for a player with 10 plus years in the game. However, the recent James Harden trade did clear some room. By swapping Darius Garland for Harden, the Cavs stayed salary neutral, but slashed their luxury tax bill. Combine that with sending DeAndre Hunter to Sacramento for Dennis Schroeder, and Cleveland reduced their tax liability by a whopping $44 to $50 million. More moves could open up even more space. If they decline Lonzo Ball's $10 million team option, that's instant savings. And if Harden opts out, that changes the whole game. So, will the king come home for one last ride? The heart says yes, but the wallet is the wild card. Let us know in the comments, would you take a pay cut to win a ring? Subscribe for more updates. If he declines that massive $42.3 million player option for the 2026-27 season and re-signs at a discount, Cleveland dodges the dreaded salary apron completely. One local analyst broke it down perfectly, explaining exactly what that pay cut means for bringing the king home. We are talking about $56 million on the table if he wants to chase a ring here or anywhere else. If you restructure that deal to a lower number, the team trading for you does not have to gut their entire roster. It changes the whole math. Imagine if you said, okay, forget the $56 million. You want a 2-year, $70 million extension? How about I drop to $30 million so you keep your depth? Suddenly, a Darius Garland for LeBron James swap works. I can do that deal. The analysis went on to paint a picture of that potential lineup. It becomes a clean 1-for-1 trade, plus maybe a future pick, right? And just to sweeten the dream, imagine a rotation of Lonzo Ball, Spider Mitchell, Hunter, LeBron, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen coming off the bench. I can play LeBron at the 3, slide Evan to the 4. I can go huge. Because of that price cut, I have got so much breathing room. I essentially got him for pennies on the dollar. Now, a sign and trade is another route. In this world, the Lakers shipped LeBron back to Cleveland for salary matching and some draft assets. But here is the catch. The second apron rules make this messy. Teams above that second apron cannot acquire players through sign and trades. Cleveland would have to shed serious salary to make that legal. Meanwhile, ESPN's Brian Windhorst predicts the Lakers are going to ask for a massive pay cut from LeBron if he wants to stay in Los Angeles. Why? Because the Lakers need cap room to build around Luka Doncic and potentially extend Austin Reeves. A $52 million salary for LeBron completely cripples that plan. The financial reality is screaming that LeBron must accept way less than his current paycheck, no matter where he lands. Whether it is $30 million with the Lakers, $15 million via a mid-level exception in Cleveland, or even the veteran minimum, LeBron's next deal will not reflect his actual value. The big question at 41 years old is simple. Does he want to maximize his bank account or maximize his championship window? His track record says he chases titles. Remember, he took less cash to form the Big Three in Miami back in 2010. He signed strategic short-term deals in Cleveland to keep pressure on the front office. He has never been driven just by the paycheck. If legacy and rings are the priority, Cleveland's money issues disappear. LeBron could sign for that mid-level exception or the vet. Minimum, allowing the Cavs to keep their contender core intact while adding his legendary experience and closing ability. The math works if LeBron wants it to work. But does he? Before we get into the Lakers mess, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more daily NBA updates. Now, let's talk about the tension in LA. The Lakers' trajectory has shifted wildly since King James arrived in 2018. The franchise that hung a banner in the 2020 bubble now looks like it is pivoting to a future without its 41-year-old icon. Remember, the Lakers shocked the world by trading Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks for Luka Doncic. That move was a clear signal. They are going younger. Luka, at 26 years old, is the face of the franchise for the next 10 years. His $50 million salary is the anchor. Austin Reeves has stepped up as a crucial piece, eyeing an extension worth between $35 and $40 million. LeBron just does not fit neatly into this puzzle anymore. ESPN's Baxter Holmes has reported extensively on the friction between LeBron and Lakers owner Jeannie Buss. That relationship has been rocky for years. Buss reportedly thought about trading LeBron a while ago. The team did not even offer him an extension last offseason. Buss has also vented frustration regarding what she sees as LeBron having too much pull on team moves. Publicly, LeBron says he is locked in with the Lakers for this season. When asked about his vibe with the front office, he just said, I'm good. But you know how it is. Actions speak louder than words. LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, has been making noise. On a December 2025 podcast, Paul threw out the idea that the Lakers should flip Austin Reeves for Jaren Jackson Jr. That comment sparked immediate drama inside the building. Reeves is seen as a cornerstone of the Lakers' future, so suggesting he be traded did not sit well with ownership. LeBron tried to distance himself, claiming his agent's hot takes do not necessarily speak for him. But let's be real, the bridge might already be burned. Rich Paul and Clutch Sports have historically pulled the strings in LA, from the Anthony Davis blockbuster in 2019 to getting Bronny James drafted in 2024. The Lakers' record currently sits at 30-9, holding down 6th place in the West. Health is the wild card. LeBron missed the first 14 games with sciatica. When he is on the court, they are competitive, but the roster is trying to serve two different masters with two different timelines. Look, the Lakers will win regular season games. They are offensively gifted. But against the elite teams, the ones with real athleticism, they get exposed on defense, especially in the paint. The defensive cracks are real. Just look at the game against Cleveland in January. The Lakers gave up 28 points in the third quarter alone on wide open looks. They got blown out by 30 points. LeBron finished with just 11 points on 3 of 10 shooting, his worst performance ever against the Cavs. Insiders suggest both James and the Lakers are ready to shake hands and walk away after this season. The Lakers need the cap flexibility to build around Luka. LeBron likely wants a situation where he is the main engine of a title run, not just a supporting piece in a rebuild. The Lakers are stacking rookies and young guns who represent the next era. Building around a 26-year-old Luka makes sense for the next decade. Building around a 41-year-old LeBron only makes sense for right now. Those two goals just do not mix. Projections show the Lakers could open up $38 to $47 million in cap space if LeBron leaves. That makes them a massive player in free agency, ready to hunt for stars to pair with Luka without the heavy weight of LeBron's. Supermax deal. From the Lakers' view, losing LeBron might actually be addition by subtraction regarding roster flexibility. They would be losing the greatest player of his generation, sure, but they gain the power to build a team perfectly tailored to their new franchise king. LeBron's cryptic posts, those hourglass emojis, and veiled swipes at the roster aren't just noise, they're calculated. He stops just short of demanding a trade, but the message is loud. It creates a media circus that puts ownership in a bind. Before we dive into the fallout, make sure to smash that like button. Many predicted that Cleveland trip was the final curtain call. I tried to downplay it, tried to spin it, but looking back, it's hitting home now. You could feel it in the air, D. It was heavier than just a game. The tension is real. LeBron is chasing rings. The Lakers are eyeing the long game. Those two paths don't cross anymore. The timeline is too tight. And let's be real, a farewell tour in the land offers something Hollywood can't. A roster ready to win right now. Imagine him playing for the fans who treat him like royalty, finishing the story exactly where it began. The Lakers might just open the door and let him walk. It's coming down to retirement, decline, and one final choice. Don't forget to subscribe for updates on this saga. James hasn't signed on the dotted line for anything past the 2025-26 season. Every time he speaks, there's a massive maybe attached. The big R-word retirement hangs over every rumor, and frankly, his play on the court is starting to fuel that fire. The King is putting up 21.9 points, 5.8 boards, and 6.6 dimes. He's shooting 50.9% from the field, but that three ball, it's crashed to 32.2%. We haven't seen scoring numbers this low since his rookie year in 2003. That sciatica flare-up cost him the first 14 games and clearly messed with his flow. At 41, bouncing back isn't just tough, it's a grind. That alien athleticism is finally coming back down to earth. The advanced stats back it up too. His PER is down to 21.2, a steep drop from his career average of 26.8. True shooting is at 55.4%, decent, but not elite. He's effective, sure, but he's not Thanos anymore. He can't dominate every single night. But wait, he can still flip the switch. Since new years, he's dropped 20 plus in 15 of 17 games, averaging 23.5 with serious efficiency. The weapon is still there. The problem is doing it for an 82-game stretch plus playoffs. Look, he isn't first team All-NBA anymore. He might not even be second team. But for 5 minutes in the fourth, he's top 15 easily. And Cleveland needs more than just a stat sheet stuffer. They need the aura. You can't teach the pressure cooker experience LeBron brings. You can't buy that in free agency. 10 finals appearances, 4 rings with 3 franchises. The man knows how to close the door on a series. They need that killer instinct. someone who's been to the mountaintop, someone who won't fold when a rebound decides the season, someone who won't shrink because the lights are too bright. LeBron is the lights. Vegas odds are sitting at 30% that he calls it quits before the 2026-27 season. That's real doubt, folks. He could play 3 more years. Only the king knows. And honestly, he might still be figuring it out. That emotional night in Cleveland felt like a goodbye. The tears during the tribute, the deep talk about Father Time, admitting it might be his last time suiting up in that arena as a visitor. He's taking it all in, processing the journey. Usually, you're too locked in to notice the flowers while you're still smelling them. But watching him, I'm sticking to my gut. He doesn't know officially, but the reality is setting in. That might have been the last dance in Ohio. We talked about it on the panel. It seemed to hit him all at once. Seeing his mom courtside, Bronny there. It begs the question, what if? I'd love a farewell tour. The man has earned a victory lap. But looking at him, his body might be making the decision for him. I hate saying LeBron is human, but we are finally seeing the man behind the myth. If you're enjoying this breakdown, smash that subscribe button. Now, if he does run it back, Cleveland is the perfect landing spot. This roster is built to contend yesterday. Donovan Mitchell is a bucket, averaging 28.8. James Harden is dishing elite playmaking with 25.4 points and 8.1 assists. You've got Mobley's versatility and Jarrett Allen patrolling the paint. The Harden trade already jumped their odds from 22-1 down to 12-1. Add LeBron to that mix, even in a smaller role, they become the favorites instantly. Just picture that closing 5. Speeda, Jalen Tyson, LeBron, Mobley, and wait, Darius Garland? Nah, your boy isn't closing. LeBron runs point. So maybe DeAndre Hunter or Max Strus? Man, the depth is insane. I'd probably go with Hunter for the defense. Speaking of defense, that lineup is a nightmare for opponents. Mobley makes LeBron's life easier because he erases mistakes at the rim. You can switch everything. Let Tyson take the toughest cover so LeBron can roam. Of course, other sharks are circling. The Warriors are still lurking, especially if they pull off a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo, a Curry, LeBron, Giannis trio. That's the scariest lineup in history. The New York Knicks have the allure of the Garden and a squad, but neither San Francisco nor New York can offer what Cleveland does. Home, the ball is in LeBron's court. He could retire now, cementing the wildest longevity run ever. He could re-sign with the Lakers and chase one more with the purple and gold. He could ring chase with Steph or seek glory in NYC. Or he can go back to Ohio. One last ride. One last season for the fans who loved him first. A final shot at a ring with a team built to win. It is the ultimate win now fairy tale. Imagine closing the curtain right where the show began, with the franchise that drafted a skinny kid from Akron and witnessed his rise as the greatest player of his generation. I honestly see Bron gearing up for one last ride. It is a mystery, sure, but before we continue, hit that like button if you are a Cavs fan. Now, where do you stand? Do you want him back in Cleveland? I am 100% down for a Cleveland reunion. Just one more year to make history. If you look at the stats, all roads lead to the land as the most probable landing spot if LeBron plays beyond this season. The emotional story arc is undeniable, and the basketball fit, it makes total sense. Even the money issues can be fixed with some creative deal making and a little sacrifice. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a beat. Go ahead and tap one of the cards on your screen to watch more videos just like